high in the mountains, where the air was thin and the world was silent, an ascetic lived in a small, dim cave. He had spent years in this solitude, practicing severe bodily mortifications and rigorous mental disciplines. His days were filled with fasting, meditation, and enduring pain, all in the hope of achieving enlightenment. One day, as God walked the earth in human form, he passed by the ascetic's cave. The ascetic's senses, sharpened by years of discipline, immediately recognized the divine presence. He crawled out of his cave, bowing low before God, overwhelmed by his radiance. The ascetic, with trembling voice, asked, "Great-souled one, how long will it take for me to realize my inner divine nature?" He was hopeful, expecting God to tell him he was on the verge of enlightenment. God smiled warmly and said, "At your current rate of progress, you will achieve enlightenment with just one more lifetime of similar effort." To most, this would have been reassuring. But to the ascetic, it was devastating. "Another lifetime of this horror," the ascetic cried. "How can I endure more of this pain, this boredom, this agony? How horrible!" He grew angry, accusing God of cursing him and calling him an impostor. Furious, the ascetic stormed back into his cave, slamming the entrance shut. Later that day, God came across a woman splashing in the river. She was laughing and singing joyfully, completely carefree. This woman, though considered a fool by society, spent her days shouting her love for God and living in a state of blissful abandon. Noticing God's presence, the woman bowed deeply and asked with a smile, "How long will it take me to achieve enlightenment?" God replied, "You are doing well. At your current rate, you will realize your inner divine nature with just 70 more lifetimes of similar effort." She was ecstatic. 70 lifetimes, she exclaimed. "What a wonderful blessing! Thank you, thank you." Her heart overflowed with so much gratitude and joy that in that very moment, she transcended all doubts, and enlightenment dawned upon her instantly. This story reveals a profound truth: enlightenment is not about the quantity of effort but the quality of your heart. The ascetic's rigid and joyless approach bound him in suffering, while the woman's joyful surrender opened the door to her divine nature. True spiritual progress comes from love, acceptance, and the willingness to let go. So, how are you approaching the challenges in your life? Are you like the ascetic, clinging to pain and rigidity, or like the woman, embracing life's joy with open arms? Remember, the path to peace is not always about effort, it's about finding joy and meaning in every step.